Case number 1. She left her 6-year-old alone in 105 heat for a date, then asked for him back.
I'm Judge Brian D. Woodard, and ma'am, you brought this case before me. Matter of fact, before I get started on anything, I see your both last names are Campbell.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken. So what is your first name?
Kelly Campbell.
Kelly Campbell.
Yes.
And you, ma'am?
I'm Rochelle, but you can call me Ro.
Okay, Rowan and
Kelly.
Kelly, okay. Yes. Kelly Rowan, let me go there, because if I forget it, because Rowan Kelly. All right, so let's get started. So go ahead and tell me about this.
My name is Kelly Campbell, the best project manager the city has to offer. I brought my cousin to court because she's attempting to want to get involved in her son's life all of a sudden.
2 women, same name, same blood, now facing a judge, but something feels off as Kelly calls out her cousin for suddenly wanting motherhood after years away. What really happened before this moment? The truth is just beginning to surface.
But her choices, they're poor. She has childish behavior, and she's not taking care of her responsibilities. Simple.
She's not taking care of her responsibilities. Does she have children with you, or living with you, or?
She has a son, 6 years old.
6 years old?
Yes.
And so what makes her childish?
She's just,
Girl,
she
I'm
wanna be in
grown.
these streets. She's
Girl,
grown.
Hold on one second. We're going to get to that
I'm
part.
real grown.
Okay, Miss Grown. One thing about it is grown people don't have to tell other grown people that they're grown. So just wait till I get to you, and then we're going to go ahead and get this train moving. But I'm going to get to you.
Yes, sir.
Miss Rowe. Yeah, R.O., really obvious.
Accusations explode as she calls her childish, irresponsible, and unfit, but the judge quickly checks the attitude, reminding everyone that real maturity speaks for itself. Now tension rises as the other side prepares to finally defend her actions. Right now,
All right, let's go.
If you could change the R to a H. But the point, what I'm saying is,
We're not going there, but go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead and over like
Emotions
that.
are high.
I understand, but let's go ahead and get to business.
she's childish because she chooses to mix up her priorities.
Okay.
It's not flying, Your Honor. Her child, it's about 105 degrees. She has no AC. She has a gym fan circulating in the home.
The window was cracked. The window was cracked.
Ladies, let me go ahead and get something straight right here, because I just wanted this to go smoothly. And I know how ladies are sometimes. Y'all like to talk and get your point across, and you're going to be heard. I promise you're going to be heard. But being heard this way, it's not going to fly. So let's go ahead and continue without any interruptions.
courtroom heats up as disturbing living conditions are revealed. A child stuck in extreme heat with no proper care, while excuses begin to crumble. The judge steps in to restore order, but what is uncovered next may change everything completely.
Ms. Rowe,
Got it.
when it's time for you to go, I will go back to you, Ms. Rowe.
Yes.
But for right now, please keep quiet. Can we do that? Let's get this show back on the road.
Thank you, because she's rude.
I didn't ask about what she is. I'm just asking you to go ahead and continue to tell me what you're going to do.
I stand corrected.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Let's go.
I apologize. As I mentioned, her 6-year-old is in very poor conditions. Circulating hot air with hot air is not going to fly. As I mentioned, the temperatures are high. She leaves a bowl of noodles, chicken flavor, for her son, Capri Suns that aren't refrigerated. The child is so behind educationally, all he know how to do is whoa.
Interruptions push the judge to take control, demanding respect and focus as shocking claims about neglect continue to unfold. Poor living conditions, lack of care, and serious concerns rise, but the full story behind this child's situation is still unclear.
It's just a lot going on. I don't like it, and I am going to be the provider for her child. And that's it, point blank.
Okay. And Ms. Campbell, what are you actually asking for before I go further into this?
Honestly, I want the full custody of her child, Caleb.
Okay.
And I would like her to pay me, since she wants other men to pay her. But that's what I'm asking.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there anything else you would like to tell me before I move on to Ms. Rowe?
I want you to see that she's truly childish, lax.
I didn't ask for insults. I said, is there anything that you want to tell me?
I didn't know that was an insult. It's really factual. No, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, see, this is going to be a challenge.
Demand is clear: full custody and financial support, but the judge wants facts, not insults. As emotions clash, the courtroom grows tense, and what seems like concern may hide deeper motives. The real challenge is only starting to reveal itself.
Whew, don't you know? Miss Rowe, let's go. Continue this show.
Thank you, Judge. Okay, so they keep saying I'm crazy, right? They took my baby from me and gave it to her because I had a little date. I spent the block. I left him at the house by himself.
You spent the what?
The block. We went to Perry's. Me and his, he was tall, dark, and handsome. But I was gonna bring him a pork chop special back. So I went on this little date, left him at the house by himself. I gave him some noodles, a Capri Sun, and they call themselves saying, oh, you can't leave the baby at the house by himself. I'm like, look, he was good. It was just for like 2 hours. I was gonna be right back, and I was gonna bring him back.
Wait a minute, how long?
Like 2 hours.
2
We had
hours.
reservations, so we're gonna get right in.
A shocking confession turns the room. Silent leaving a child alone for hours while going out sparks disbelief, as excuses sound casual but consequences feels serious. The judge leans in as the truth unfolds and questions begin hitting harder than ever.
So you made reservations and you left your child with her for just 2 hours. Was it just for that night?
It
or
was not 2 hours, Your Honor. It was 6
Okay.
hours
All right.
plus 2 bonus hours because
Okay.
she wanted to have a
All
rendezvous.
right, hold on a second. Okay, continue this. Yeah, this
Thank
is
you.
initial.
No
I really want to hear this one.
She think because she got a pool.
Well,
in her
I ain't
backyard.
worried about that. Let's get to the facts. Go
Okay,
ahead.
sorry. So I spent the block, ran to the Perry's with the fella, you know what I'm saying? He was fine. Okay. So look, I'm trying to get him a stepdad. I was gonna bring him back a pork chop special. Have you had one of them Perry's pork chops?
You trying to get a
It's
stepdaddy?
like this,
Listen,
it's-
you're trying to go and get a stepdaddy
For the baby.
for a pork chop with a pork chop. Is
I
that
was
how?
gonna bring him the pork chop bag.
What started as a simple explanation spirals into disbelief as a plan to find a stepdad raises eyebrows. The judge questions everything and the logic falls apart fast, leaving everyone wondering how this decision could possibly be justified.
And so you expect him to be stepdaddy because you brought him bringing a pork chop because you bringing. I want him to be
I'm
my
bringing the
stepdaddy.
baby.
So maybe if I give him a pork chop, he gonna be my.
I'll bring the baby back a pork chop.
Oh, the
He
baby,
said-
you bring the baby a pork
I
chop,
went
not
on
the man a pork chop.
No, the man was gonna buy the baby a pork chop.
Okay.
That's how I'm taking care of him.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second, man.
So me and the man went out to dinner. I get back, they all, you're not supposed to leave your baby here, this and this and this. I'm like, he's 6 years old. He got some noodles. He got a couple of Capri Sun. I cracked the window, the fan was on, so he was good.
The explanation gets worse as food becomes the focus of a shocking parenting decision. Leaving a child alone with basic snacks and heat, the judge struggles to process what he's hearing, and the courtroom tension reaches an unbelievable level.
They say I'm unfit. I fight a couple people, bust a few windows, plant some tires, and they think that I can't.
Ma'am, you cannot be serious right now.
Dead.
Are you really serious right now? Number one, you're talking about. Well, first of all, let me say this. How hot is it outside right now?
105. That's the car.
Hold on. I'm asking her because you already at 105 because you're already talking. You heated up, and I understand.
I'm sorry. I'm
Yes,
passionate.
how hot is it outside? Right
Well, that day it was, cause we went at night.
now? I
So,
didn't ask whether you went at night or anything because it's still hot at night as well too.
I mean, about 80, 90, it cooled down. But he had a fan.
And you got a fan. You gave the child a fan in the car.
I cracked the window.
You cracked it. So what is this child, a dog?
No. Caleb, he's a human.
Judge pushes back hard, questioning judgment and safety as temperatures and conditions paint a troubling picture. What was meant to defend actions only deepens concern, and now the line between mistake and neglect becomes impossible to ignore.
But it's hot outside and you're going to give the child a fan. And then what
And
else?
Capri Sun.
And a Capri Sun.
Two.
Now let me ask you something. Would you want a hot car or a hot environment and somebody to give you a Capri Sun?
No, I was at Perry's.
You know what? Sometimes you just don't have the words to say. And I guess this is one of those times where, Lord have mercy, I do not have the words to say. Now this lady right here, Miss, what'd you say your first name was?
Kelly with a capital K.
Miss Kelly with the capital K.
The best project
Okay,
manager.
I didn't ask if you was the best or the worst because you have no proof to tell me if you did right or wrong. It comes to those project managers or whatever else you say. You don't have to build the words up to me.
Kelly.
Okay.
Sometimes words fail, and this is one of those moments as the judge reacts to what he's hearing. Disbelief fills the room, and frustration builds as explanations continue, but answers still fall short, leaving the outcome hanging in suspense.
But if you don't want to be done that way, why do you think that it's okay to let a child sit like that and treat him like that?
For 2 hours.
It doesn't matter, but I said, would you want that done?
No. I mean, but sometimes we gotta go through stuff to get to the bigger picture. And I was working on this.
Well, it looked
man.
like you got to the bigger picture with Perry's.
I did, and that's when you know the baby was gonna come with me on there.
I see. Okay.
Setting him up.
All right. Miss Rowe, how much do you make how much you make a year?
I make 65.
65,000 a year. And doing what again?
I work for insurance.
Insurance. And insurance, yeah, this costs somebody
else.
else.
Beg a baller.
His emotions, settle facts. Come forward, income responsibilities and priorities are questioned. The judge connects the dots in what seemed like excuses. Now faces reality. But this financial truth may shift everything in a direction no one expected.
All right, so before I do anything else, quick question, because I almost forgot. So who pays the health insurance for this child?
I do.
Okay, both of y'all can't say that at the same time. So
I'm the mom.
I pay. It comes out of my check, $350.
I love my baby.
If all you've been talking about is pork chops.
Your Honor,
I can tell you probably been eating a lot of pork chops. Yes, but can you do what?
She says she loves her baby. Yeah. The only time she comes around is December the 31st to get his social so she can file him on the taxes. She's trying to get a come up. A come up. She lies, Judge. She puts 8 dependents. She got 1 kid.
And so you're paying they're paying you obviously $65,000 for your income.
New allegations shake the courtroom. Claims of manipulation and financial gain surface, adding another layer to an already tensed case. As both sides clash, the judge listens, carefully knowing this detail could change the entire outcome moving forward.
Are you paying your cousin anything for keeping this child and taking care of this child?
What I'm paying for?
She barely will give me the food stamp. She get $1,500 in the food stamp.
I see where this is going.
I want
now,
my
man.
baby back.
Okay, yeah. There's everything. You think the world just revolves around you, because I cannot believe what I'm hearing right now. So this is what we're going to do. And it's obviously that, you are going to be paying something. I mean, you make $65,000 a year.
Barely.
Okay. So how long have you had the child? What's his name? Caleb.
Caleb, correct. Caleb has been with us about 1.5 years.
A year and a half.
Yes, because thank God they did a welfare check.
And you haven't received anything for a year and a half.
Absolutely not, but sorry, excuses.
Hold on. It's not here to insult. I'm just asking questions.
A year and a half without support raises serious concern as responsibility becomes the central issue the judge sees. A pattern forming and calls it out directly now. The focus shifts from excuses to accountability, and what comes next is critical.
A year and a half, you haven't received anything.
Barely.
Okay, obviously this child is going to need to be taken care of, because everything in life just ain't free. You just can't drop your child off and let somebody else take care of it.
I didn't drop him off.
She's taking care of your child.
I want him back.
She's taking care of. Okay, so how come you just now coming to court and saying that you just want him back? What happened to the past year?
I've been saying I want him back. She keep dragging me through the mud.
Dragging you through the
I'm unfit. I'm very fit. I go to
Ma'am,
the
I'm just going to say this. When you're talking about caviar and stuff like that, obviously you have other reasons. So this is what we're going to do. So
fit. Are you? Judge, if you didn't
hold on,
ladies,
ladies, hold on. Because we're not going to go there. Y'all sound like my family during Christmas time.
Biggest question hits hard. Where was she all this time? As the judge challenges her sudden return. The past cannot be ignored, and intentions are questioned deeply now. Everything depends on how this moment is answered under pressure.
So, Miss Roe Campbell.
Yes.
You see, you make $65,000 a year, okay? You paying by your cousin $350. Your gross is $5,417, and 20% of that, with your net, is $4,401.57. Your high rim, 100 plus. We're gonna add that $163 to it. So basically, you got to pay something. You can't just let your cousin take care of all the business while you're thinking all high and mighty with pork chops and caviar. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, before we get to that, let me go ahead and get this before I forget about it.
Numbers do not lie, and the judge breaks everything down. Income, expenses, and responsibility become clear as the reality of support sets in. The decision is forming, and the weight of accountability is about to land where it belongs.
So, yes, you're going to pay, okay? And the thing is, you're going to pay $1,043 flat. Nothing more, nothing less. But you need to be at home with if you wanted your child back so bad, it shouldn't have taken this long. Okay, you shouldn't be out there with the man eating pork chops and caviar while she's up there taking care of your child and not getting a dime. Am I mistaken about that?
None of the coins, silver or copper.
So before you have anything else to say, that is my decision. This case is over with. This is adjourned. You have my answer. All right, ladies, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The final decision lands, heavy as responsibility is enforced and reality sets in actions. Have consequences and the child comes first. This emotional case ends with lessons learned. Watch the next case for more real stories and share your thoughts below. Case number 2. He chose law school over child support, but had almost nothing to give.
Okay, Miss Cook, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, Your Honor, I've got a 13-year-old daughter and a ex-husband's decided to start his life over, but I can't do that because I've got a child to take care of, and I need some help doing that.
What do you mean by start his life over? He remarried?
You know, he's decided to go back to school.
That's a good thing, right?
That's fine, but it doesn't help us any.
Okay, you mean financially?
Financially, right.
Okay, what type of activities are your daughter, involved in?
She wants to do cheerleading, and she's on student council.
Okay.
A mother steps forward, voice shaking, fighting for her 13-year-old. Her ex moved on, remarried, chasing school dreams. She carries everything alone. Activities and bills rise. Will the court force him to help or leave her struggling tonight?
And I'm assuming student council costs, they have a membership fee or something?
They have membership fees, and they have a lot of activities that they do that they're involved in because it's kind of a leadership thing, and so they have a lot of things that they have to go to as well.
Okay. All right, and you're just looking for some financial assistance?
I'm just asking for some help.
Sounds pretty straightforward, sir. Is there a reason why you don't want to give her any money to pay for your daughter?
Well, it's not that I don't want to pay. It's just I'm not working at all. I'm a full-time student.
Okay.
My tuition is paid for, and I've got a Pell Grant, and I get basically $3,200 for a school year to help cover my living expenses as well. So,
And the question hits. If he cares, why no support? He claims he is not working, living on a small student grant. Fees and activities grow. Is this responsibility avoided, or a man barely holding on? The answer changes everything.
Do they break that up by semester?
it's broken up by semester. I have to maintain grades and stay in school. I have to prove that to be able to continue to receive the grant. So I'm just trying to further my education. I understand my daughter's important to me. I love her very much, but I'm going back to law. I'm trying to get into law school, so I'm trying to figure out how to better it in the long run.
Okay. That sounds pretty fair, ma'am. Are you aware that he gets this Pell Grant money?
Yes, ma'am, I am. But I know a lot of students also work at least a part-time job.
Right.
And, the money he's getting with the Pell Grant, I know it's not a lot.
He explains the grant, split by semester, tied to grades. He says he loves his daughter, dreams of law school, a future. But love does not pay today. Is sacrifice justified, or a child waiting while promises stretch to far?
But again, I'm only a daycare worker, so I don't get a lot of money either, and I need some help even just with her normal everyday things. I'm paying for her insurance as it is, and just trying to keep things going is difficult.
Right, I understand, but you can't squeeze blood out of a rock. Okay, you understand that, right?
Yes.
He's only going to be obligated to pay whatever it is that he has as income. Although some students may work, not all full-time students have a job either.
She pushes back. A daycare worker barely making ends meet, asking for simple help. Insurance, daily needs, everything falls on her. The judge listens carefully. But can the law demand more than he has, or will reality limit justice again?
I mean, you have to take that into consideration. So based on the information that he provided and that the testimony that you both gave, him confirming the amount of money that he receives from going to school, and you knowing that, that's all he's going to be obligated to give you at the moment. Now, later, at some time when he does, presumably go to law school or anything like that, you can receive extra money after he starts working. But as for right now, I can't take more from him than what he has. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So $3,200 per school year is not even, he's not even making a full year worth of that money.
The decision tightens the room. The judge explains limits. Income defines obligation. Future success may change everything, but today is different. Numbers are small, needs are not. Will this ruling bring relief, or deepen the strain she already carries alone?
You said a semester is broken down, so like $1,600 or so?
That's about right. So I'm living with somebody else that's going to school, so we're helping split the expenses, trying to make it last as long as we possibly can.
Right, right. So, ma'am, based on what he's telling me, and I have to assume his testimony is true until you provide me with anything different. That's all he has at this time. So that's all that I can calculate off of. So because of that, $3,200 is not a lot of money. So I would have to base his child support on minimum wage. You understand?
Yes, and
Okay.
any sort of help would help.
Okay.
The math begins. Broken into semesters, shared living, stretched dollars. Every figure reveals how little there truly is. The judge must rely on truth presented. But what if something is missing? Can her need outweigh numbers that barely exist now?
It's something. It's something.
Right.
It may not cover everything, but you also work. So until he's able to get a better, not necessarily a better job because he's not working right now, but maybe, as he keeps going through school, he may get more money from a Pell Grant. We don't necessarily know, but until that happens, he'll be at this amount. So gross of minimum wage is $1,256. Net of $1,134.87, which brings your monthly obligation to $226.97. That's based on minimum wage. Okay?
On Numberlands, minimum wage becomes the measure of responsibility, $226 a month. It is something, but far from enough. Both sides sit with it. Is this fairness, or the best the system can offer today?
All right, would that 226 help cover something with student council,
Yes,
something
ma'am.
with cheerleading?
Yes, I just needed some help. I wasn't expecting him to do everything.
Okay, all right. And sir, you understand that, correct?
So when does that start?
That starts today.
Okay.
The obligation starts today. Just know that in the future, when you get a job or you start receiving more money for some reason from your Pell Grant, you have an obligation to report that.
The mother asks, will it help at all? The answer is uncertain, but it begins now. The judge reminds him, report every change. This is not the end. It is only the start of something that could grow or collapse.
And if you don't, she can actually report it and bring you back to court. And at that time, you will be paying more than minimum wage and child support. Just want to make sure you understand that. So if you become a big-time lawyer one day and, for some reason your child is still under the age of 18, your child support can still go up.
I got it.
Okay? Any questions from either of you?
Yeah.
Okay, if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
It's one ruling, two lives, and a child in between. The future holds more, maybe support, maybe more struggle. For now, this is the reality they face. What do you think should happen next? Follow for more real cases like this.